This Leafs prospect is shocking everyone and has done something that no other player has done in the last 8 seasons. Can he possibly crack the Leafs lineup next season? We'll get into that and more in this episode of Leafs Digest. Welcome back to Leafs Digest. My name is Darius Domingues, and guys, we've noticed that about 84% of you watching our videos are not actually subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date with everything Toronto Maple Leafs, including game updates, next season, free agency, which is going to be crazy, and of course prospects, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything Maple Leafs. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Of course, the prospect I'm talking about is Easton Cowan from the London Knights, who just won the OHL championship last night in a sweep, which was pretty impressive because every single series in the CHL this year ended in a sweep. Every single finals ended in a sweep, which has never been done in the CHL before. I thought that was pretty cool. But to move along, what an impressive season from Easton Cowan. Not just playoffs, which we'll get to, and finals, where they absolutely lit the Oshawa Generals on fire, but an entire season. You can see here from Chris Johnson, Easton Cowan wins the Red Tilson Trophy as the OHL, most outstanding player. The first member of the London Knights to claim the award since another Leafs prospect, Mitch Marner, did it in 2015, 2016, and that was the year that Mitch Marner and the London Knights also swept the OHL final and won the Memorial Cup. That hasn't been done yet. Easton Cowan is still going to play in the Memorial Cup next week, which is going to be really exciting to watch, and it's going to be nationally televised, so all Leaf fans can tune in and watch what Easton Cowan is putting together with the London Knights so far this season. But as you can tell from Big Head Leafs as well, Easton Cowan is your OHL MVP. 54 games played, 34 goals, 62 assists for 96 points in 54 games. He's asking the question that everyone else is asking, which we'll get to. Middle of 6 forward next year for the Leafs? It's possible. I'll give my thoughts in just a few minutes. But to move along, Easton Cowan is now an OHL champion, which completes, a big step in development. He knows what it takes to win. I know it is junior and it's a different type of level, but the Leafs need more guys who know how to win and get it done. So this is a very welcome thing for a prospect. He wins the OHL championship. 4 games played in the OHL championship, 3 goals, 12 assists, 15 points in a sweep. He factored in on 15 out of the 31 goals that the Knights scored in their sweep of the Generals in the final. What is there to say about this guy? Yes, the London Knights have really good players, but he has done this all season. He lit the league on fire, and considering where people thought he was going to be drafted and the backlash for the Leafs drafting him where they did, he has turned out to be an amazing prospect so far. And like I said, this was only from game 2, and I'm cherry picking stats, but he was in a tie at the time for the OHL playoff lead in scoring. He had 27 points at the time in 16 games. It's just ridiculous. He had 15 points in his last 5 games at this point. He added to those totals over the course of the next 2 games after that. He put on a show, not only the final, but the entire season. London only lost 2 games the entire playoffs, and both of those games were to the host, Saginaw Spirit, the host of the Memorial Cup, so they will play them again coming up here shortly next week, which is going to be fun. And even in game 3, which was crazy, this is one thing I wanted to bring up about Easton Cowan is adversity, right? It's not that they just swept the Oshawa Generals in the entire playoffs and all of that. No, he put up with adversity. London was down 6-2, but have pulled within 1. This is, of course, tweeted at the time of the game. Easton Cowan had 4 points at that time, and there was 5.5 minutes to play. They tied the game. They eventually won game 3, 7-6. He didn't score the goal, but he factored in on a lot of the goals and the comeback. So I love to see that from a Leafs prospect as well. And London eventually beats Oshawa 7-1 to sweep the OHL final, and Cowan finished the playoffs with 34 points, including 15 in the final, which is incredible. And he won the Wayne Gretzky 99 award, which is awarded at the end of the OHL playoffs for the playoffs MVP. He had 18 points in his last 5 games. And some recent winners of said award: Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Nick Suzuki, Robert Thomas, Bo Horvat, Taylor Hall. Of course, he's not in order. Adam Henrique. Some very good company and really great NHLers, honestly. Like the first half of that list, those are some great NHLers and great company for Easton Cowan to be in. And of course, just, putting it all on the line in game 4. They wanted to win that game. They didn't want to give Oshawa any hope there. So, what a great performance in game 4 as well. Love to see that from the Leafs prospect. And now moving forward, could this be the new core of the Maple Leafs? Is this something to look forward to? I thought this was pretty fun. A little graphic here of the new core 3 for the Toronto Maple Leafs moving forward. But honestly, let's get into it now. Easton Cowan. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Will Easton Cowan make the Toronto Maple Leafs next year? Personally, I think he's a year away. And this is an issue. This is an issue with the system of the junior to the NHL level and the deals that each league has in place, because the OHL and the CHL don't want players graduating too quickly so they can keep some of their star players. So, for example, next year, Easton Cowan is not eligible to go to the AHL. He's not old enough yet. He would have to go back to the OHL. But in my head, in my eyes personally, he's too good to go back to the OHL. He's done it all. He's won the championship. He won the MVP of the season and the playoffs, which nobody's done in 8 years, right? He's done it all. I don't know if there's too many lessons for him to learn. I think he has to turn pro, and the only way he can do that is if he plays with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, there's a lot of things that have to play into that before he can do that next season, right? He has to get bigger. He has to get stronger. The OHL is a lot closer than college hockey to an NHL schedule, so I think in that way he might be a little bit ready in that way. But again, he has to get physically ready for the next level. We don't put enough stock into that. I'm not sure he's ready. Honestly, I think he's a year away. That being said, if he does get sent back, right, it will be after 9 games, the 9-game rule, where you can have the player up for 9 games of the season and stretch it, I think, till December 1st could be. I could be wrong. You can stretch that till December 1st and scratch him here and there. So I do think he gets his 9 games in, like Fraser Minten did last year, and he eventually gets sent back. I think that's the most likely outcome because you don't want to throw him into the fire too quickly. I don't know if there's too much for him to learn in the OHL, that's for sure. But he can't go to the AHL quite yet, and I'm not sure he's really ready for the NHL level at this point. I think there's going to be way too much pressure based on what he did in the OHL playoffs and season to perform at the NHL level next year. That being said, he will get his 9 games. And Fraser Minten is a different topic that we'll save for another video. But Easton Cowan, great season from the Leafs prospect. I mean, we can take a look here. Again, all these accolades this season. Coming back from adversity, down 6-2 in a Game 3 as well to end up sweeping the final. And, of course, 34 points in 15 in the final, 34 points in the playoffs, which is absurd considering they didn't play that many games. They really didn't play that many games. I think they finished with 18 games played. So Easton Cowan with a great performance this season. And will he make the Leafs lineup? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if he should. Personally, I think he's not ready yet. I don't think he should go back to the OHL, but unfortunately, that is the only option other than the NHL. He will get his look 9 games next season. I'm excited to see him in training camp, but we'll just have to see how it unfolds. And remember to hit that subscribe button because Nick and I are going to keep you updated for everything Toronto Maple Leafs. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you think about Easton Cowan.